Hey, good afternoon, good friends. How are you doing? Oh, good evening, good friends. How are you doing? Yeah, so on Saturday, a friend of mine called Edwin Nduati Minor, Legacy Wealth KE. So he's the CEO of an organization called Legacy Wealth KE. Invited me as a speaker in one morning seminar he had arranged for, or rather, Legacy Legacy Wealth KE had arranged for last Saturday at hey, what is this hotel called? The one which is next to Ole Sereni. I'd never even known it existed. Anyway, and I got lost getting there. I kept on turning off the wrong turn off from Mombasa Road. Anyway, so the idea here, what Nduati has come up with, Edwin has come up with, is to put professionals together so that they can talk to people who have retired or are about to retire, or even those who are fairly distant from retiring, because he has noticed the trouble people when they retire unprepared, because very few people are prepared when they retire, or when they are given that lump sum, they make some business decisions which are not well thought out. So you find that the rest of their life is spent in penury. So what he's trying to do, and his team, is to advise us people who are about to retire, who have just retired, on ways of managing the rest of our lives, because this is the time when you need cash. So in my speech, I told them that cash is the only riskless asset, in the sense that it's not the cash that you put under your bed, but it's cash that you put in a bank, and it earns something for you. That's the idea. So I was telling them the kind of things that you can earn through. So you get your pension instead of going to buy a matatu, like one of them said, when you got banned. You can put them in shares. You go and get Safaricom, Absa, Stanchart. Those the solid companies in this country. Or you can lend it to the government through bonds, treasury bills. You can put in fixed deposits. There are some interesting. Actually, there is one particular account called Mansa X, which is being done by SIB. Uh, uh, and this is something which is giving a very good return, because they are licensed to trade in everything. The normal deposits that you find in this country will be on government bills, and on basically that, and then the usual lending, which have got their own which have got their own risks, because like now I'm told that, or rather we've read that the loan default rate in this country is a major crisis. So if your money is in some bank which is having that problem, then it's shaking. But if you've put it yourself to government bonds, I mean, why do you have to get your bank to do that for you, and then they charge you a fee and they take some of your money? So so you might as well go directly, and it's very easy. You go to central bank, you get some forms, you fill them, you get your bank to countersign them, you go back, you open the CDS account, and you start buying bonds, and they are now giving at 13%, but the Masa X is giving at 16, because they are trading with commodities, world commodities, oil, wheat, gold, forex, all sorts of forex. So at least theirs is properly, fairly balanced. So my message to those near retirees and retirees, and you who's listening, is you think of keeping a lot of your assets in cash and cash equivalents, mostly cash equivalents, because a lot of them you can change for cash very quickly if need be. You see, for example, I gave them an example when I fell sick and the insurance refused to pay for my bills. I tried to sell some plots, and it was taking very long. And also, the prices, when people realize you are in a desperate situation, they give you some crazy prices. It's really an insult. But since you need that money, you have no choice. And I gave them my own example. So those who are listening to me, please start looking into government bonds, start looking into uh, if you can do offshore yourself, but it's too cumbersome. Just go through the companies, the banks that are licensed to do that, and you get a return. So if you want your money back, it's a question of you go to the market, sell your bond. If you need 100K, 300K, 500K, just go to the secondary market, float your bonds, or you go to Mansa X, to your SIB, and tell them out of the 10 million I've put here, I need 1 million. They'll give it to you. There's a small penalty, not much. And that is what I meant by cash is the only risk-free asset, not money that you put under your not money that you put under your mattress. Hiyo habari mpifikie my very, very great friend and business partner, Mr. Benson Kioko Mwange. And may you all have a good evening and invest well.